An ambulance company plagued with slow response times and unruly employees just got a contract extension in DeKalb County. New tonight, I talked to the only county commissioner who voted against it. Take a look at this video. That is an American Medical Response ambulance stuck in the grass off 285 after one of the paramedics missed their exit. A 3-year-old boy in the back was suffering from a seizure. This is just one of several complaints 11 Alive uncovered against AMR over the last year, including slow response times and this, an EMT punching a teenage patient who spit on her. That EMT, Deanna Williams, lost her job and was charged with battery. Despite the criticism of the ambulance provider, the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners extended its contract today. The vote 6-1. Commissioner Nancy Gesture was the only holdout. She feels the procurement process for new company recommendations has taken the county far too long. And when it comes to AMR,
making no statement one way or the other about AMR. There have certainly been issues with the contract and the contract compliance with AMR.
Those issues led to the county fining AMR more than $1.5 million in the last year. The company agreed to new standards of service, but response times have still lagged.
It is prudent for us to go ahead and move forward with the extension, knowing that once again, regardless of who gets the final contract, there would be this need for a transition period.
Without the extension, the county would be without an ambulance company. And that committee is expected to make a recommendation at the end of the month with proposals from other companies. This is not the first time, though, AMR has been granted an extension, but this one will expire in September.